Hello and welcome to a guide of how to play Sea of Thieves when you first get the game. When you get the game, there's no real guide of how to play it, but I'm pretty sure you can get to this point on your own just by starting up the game, pressing A. To skip the little tutorial thing, you press B, and then you get to this screen. Arena is where you go into a multiplayer game with other people, and you get on a galleon. You can't choose any other kind of boat. And on the galleon, you have to go collect treasure and fight other treasure. You have to fight other pirates to get their treasure, or collect your own treasure. That's what arena is. Adventure is where you are just a real pirate, go out on the boat by yourself or with friends, and you just sail around collecting treasure. And I'm going to be showing you how to play adventure today. The galleon is the biggest ship you can get. The brigantine is the mid-sized ship, and the sloop is the smallest. The sloop has one sail you have to manage. The brigantine has two sails you have to manage, and the galleon has three. And the sloop, the maximum amount of players is 2. Brigantine is, I believe, 4, and galleon is 6. Don't quote me on those. I'm not sure if they're 100% correct, but today we're going to be showing how to use this brigantine because it's just regular. Open crew is where if you're by yourself and don't have any friends to play with, and you still want to be part of like a crew, then open crew finds other players that you don't know, but you just sail with them. They find them for you, and you sail with other people playing on Xbox that you don't know, and it just finds it for you. Closed crew is where it says assemble your crew manually, where you just like invite friends, and then that's what you do. Or if you want to play by yourself, you use closed crew. Open crew, you don't play by yourself. Closed crew, you do. I'll be showing how to do closed crew for now, just by myself. And then you can invite friends by pressing X. It says it all on the bottom. Set sail, A, B back, X invite friends, RB switch the count, and Y is settings. And what you want to do is just press A, and you start it starts loading the game. This loading screen probably takes a while, so I'll just skip it for you. Okay, so as soon as you load into the game, you started in a tavern on a random outpost. And let me tell you, now I'll explain grog. Grog you can drink, and it makes you sort of like drunk, and you just start swaying from side to side. If you drink enough of them, you like start barfing, and it gets super dizzy. But as you can see, I'm not pressing anything right now. It's moving on its own. So that is basically grog, and you cannot cancel it out. You just have to wait until it's down. The more you drink, the more stuff happens. I may start barfing soon, but that's just how it works. So you start in this little tavern, and then that's it. So now what you want to do is, so you have to get a quest. There's 3 different people you can get quests from. There is it's really hard to move when you're super drunk. It's this guy. This is the guy where you can, all the quests start as Robux, and then you can browse the offers. I've only upgraded once, but once you do the first mission, you can go up to here, and if you have enough money to do it, then you can buy this, and the missions get better, but when you want to buy a mission, it costs 20 bucks. And then you can also buy different items from the item shop. If you are high enough levels, then they unlock different items. Now, for this guy, the guy in the hut, this guy mostly gives you missions where you have to go like collect treasures or riddles. So it's like going and finding buried treasure or doing riddles to get treasure, and then you can bring it back to this guy, and you just sell it to him when you have the treasure. And that's him. And then you also have the lady in the little hut under the building, and she sells you missions where you have to kill people, like kill pirates and stuff. Like you just have to go to the certain island it says on the map, and then you have to
It is time for us to part ways.
go to the island, and then as soon as you get to the island, like skeletons start appearing, and you have to kill them. And then you have, where is he? Oh yeah, she's on the dock. And this lady over here, mostly what you do is you buy stuff where like you have to go collect chickens or you have to go get crates. And the crates one is hard because you just have to go to different islands, not knowing where to go, just trying to find crates. And I don't really like this lady as much, but it's not my opinion. The other one.
Good day. Good day.
And this one, same thing. You just get the missions. It tells you where to go. And what you do is, if it's like collect chickens or pigs, you go to your boat. And if you want to start a voyage, you have to get on the boat. And for the brigantine, you have to go and you have to find this little table where it's empty. You put the voyage down, and then all the crew members have to vote for it, and then the mission starts. But for this lady, once you do that, if you have to collect chickens or pigs, then you go back to her, and just a word of caution, there's sharks in the water sometimes, so yeah. But for chickens and pigs with this lady, after you propose the voyage and everybody accepts, then you go back to this lady, and she gives you the necessary coops or little pens. Collect the guys. You can't just collect them on your own. So make sure you go back to this guy before doing the missions. And this lady is where you can go, and if you have enough money, it's very expensive, but you can buy stuff to upgrade your boat. And a lot of them are locked, but for different people, like for the different missions, you can upgrade your status in those little leagues, and you unlock more stuff. But the boat's very expensive, but it's just stuff to buy for your boat to make it look more appealing. And you can, if you start a new game, well, not a new game, but if you like close Sea of Thieves and reopen it and come back to the game, you can still upgrade your ship and stuff. And if you leave the game, you always start back in a tavern on a random outpost, and you still have all your stuff, but you may not have your missions, and you don't have your chests. So before quitting the game, make sure you sell all your chests and stuff like that, like the heads of the guys, like the skeleton heads for this lady, and the chicken coops, because you will lose those. And sometimes I even lose the missions. So just make sure to do those, but you do keep your money, and there are different outfits and stuff. Speaking of outfits, this is the person, it's got a little boot symbol above his shop, and you go in and you can technically buy different outfits for your guy. I've already bought some stuff, but you can just buy random stuff for your guy. And same thing, you can unlock stuff for him from the different little alliances and leagues.
Until next.
And then you have the equipment shop, I think this is it, where you can go and upgrade. Oh, no. Yeah, you go and upgrade what your equipment looks like. So, like, you can get just different textures, or, yeah, essentially different textures for your stuff. For the, guns, yeah, no. Oh, sorry, this is just for equipment, not guns. And then for, where is it? I think it's up here. Nope, that's definitely not up there. It must be this one then. Yeah, this is it. And then you go in here. This is where you can upgrade your weapons, but it just upgrades the look of your weapons. It doesn't actually upgrade how much damage they do. It just upgrades how they look. Same thing for the upgrades in the equipment shop in the buckets. Now, I've said all this, but I haven't showed you how the actual controls. So if you go to settings and then controller, it technically shows you all the stuff of how to do it. So I'm not going to get in too detailed for this. And it just shows you how to do the stuff. You can set key bindings for stuff like that. And yeah. You can set your own key bindings for those. And now if I press B, it opens the little tankard because it's a key binding. And yeah. So now let's show you how to actually sail the ship. And I'm just gonna buy a quest from this person right here.
Looking for a bounty?
Just to show you how you have to do it. So to get your little missions out, you press the right bumper and oh yeah, sorry, you don't do that yet. First, what you have to do is you have to go over to your boat, sorry, I missed there. You have to go into your boat and come down here, and as I mentioned, go down to this table, and if you have a voyage that you can do, like you bought one, you press X to propose the voyage, and you click your voyage, and then every single member of your crew has to come over here and press vote for voyage, and then it votes it, and then you got this little screen over here where it says the stuff, and then sometimes it has 1 or 2 little skull thingies, but on this one it says Captain Argian Warren. Sorry, I obliterated that pronunciation. But it says recently sighted at Lonely Isle. So this is your map where you can go around. Zoom in is right trigger and zoom out is left trigger, and move around is the left stick, and that's it. But you can go around looking at different little maps, little islands, not maps, little islands, and like plot your course. Sorry. And then it said we needed to go to Lonely Isle, so you just go to Lonely Isle. If you want to make a marker, you press A. I always recommend setting the same outpost as a marker too, because because you always, if you have something, you need to sell it back to the same guy. So for example, if you start Sanctuary Outpost, get a little treasure, or little kill a guy and you have to return something, you can't just go over to, let me find another outpost here, Daggertooth Outpost. You have to go back to Sanctuary Outpost. Sorry, it's not letting me go back here. I think it's because I set the key binding. Now it's all weird. One moment. There it goes. I said it. And yeah, just saying, don't really mess with the key bindings because it does stuff like that. So, let me get this. And to get rid of markers, you go back into the circle you placed and press A. Now, let me show you what each thing does. This is where you get your food. And if you go, there's certain barrels on your ship, like there's the food barrel, there's the wood barrel, and then the cannon barrel. These are going to be different places depending on the size of ship you have. And then you also have this one, where if you have your tankard, your little thingy where you get grog, in hand, you press X and refill the grog. I'm not going to drink it because it's very hard to do. But you can open the food barrel, grab bananas, and just pressing A. And then on this one, what this is you open it, and then you can just eat the banana by pressing right trigger, or any food you have. And then you have the little compass, which technically shows which way you're going. Then you have the bucket, which if your ship is sinking and like you get shot with a cannonball, then what you want to do is to the little hole, if you have wood in hand by going over here, pressing A, and then you get the wood, you go over to the hole, hold right trigger, and then it fixes the hole. But to get the water out, you have the little bucket, you scoop it up by right trigger, and then you go out. You don't push it, so if you have the water in the bucket, you don't want to put it back out. Like, scoop it up, then just take it outside and dump it overboard. I'll show you. If you get some water, and then pretend my ship was sinking, and this is the water from the ship, then you just dump it overboard. You can't not dump it back in here, or else it just goes back in. And that's technically it down here. Now, and then if you want to go to Lonely Isle, it says we have to go southeast. There's a little compass right here. Go southeast, and that's towards the Lonely Isle. So then you come up here. Now, before you do anything, you might want to put down the sail, which is set sail length, and then you put that down. And for the set sail angle, if you look at, there's little wind marks which way it's going, the little streaks in the sky. If you want to get the most optimum efficiency for how fast your boat can go, and if you turn them completely sideways, it doesn't mean go sideways, it goes straight. And then when you see it like go outward more like that, that means it's at full efficiency. It's going the fastest it can go. So you always want to put it going in the direction of the wind for both sails. same. X. If you have multiple people raising the anchor at once, then it goes a lot faster. But since it's just me, we have to wait until the there it goes. And once you see, and then when it's done, it automatically puts you out. And then what you want to do is, this is the wheel, obviously. You turn it this way with the left stick, but we want to go southeast, so you turn it to the left to go left. And these golden markers means like halfway. So you have fully going left, halfway to going straight, and then this one makes a little clicking sound. Going fully straight, and then same for this way. And it says we want to go southwest. And then, and then for the ones where you have to get treasure, it doesn't say where the island is. It shows you a picture of an island, and it doesn't say the name. Then you have to go down to the map and like find it based on what it looks like. We are going the complete wrong direction. Now we're going to go straight east to get to it. So I'm just gonna park this here. And if you want to go slow, then you set the sail length to like however you want to be. Down is fullest. Halfway, well you can just, I'll show you. You can just set it wherever you want, but that's just like speed, just slow down. And then, let me show you here. And then, yeah, you're just going. You don't really have to hold it there all the time. It just stays right there. Let me show you how to shoot cannon. So you grab a cannonball, and then you go to the little cannonball icon here. It's not doing it. Oh, there it goes. And then you have the cannonball in your hand. Then you go to the cannon, load the cannonball, aim it, and then fire. And, we're approaching the island here. Let me put down the sail length to show you that you can slow down. And I will obviously start to slow down here. And as you're like turning directions, the wind will be a different direction. So make sure somebody's always changing that. And then we're approaching it slowly. The harpoons, you can harpoon stuff. Like if there's barrels in the water, you can harpoon them to get them on your boat. If you have another crew member on an island, you can harpoon them back onto the boat. It won't do any damage. And then you can also harpoon skeletons, there's dinghies that you can get. It's very hard to find a dinghy. Not that hard, but you can't really see. And then you can harpoon the dinghies to your boat, which is very nice. And if you just lower the anchor, it goes on its own, and then the boat immediately stops. Your boat will change angle slightly, but unless you're going slow. If you're going fast, it'll like turn around. So we don't expect that to happen. Let me show you how to use the guns. So there's 3 different types of guns. And then you also have a sword in here. So there's the sword, which you can, if you're grabbing a new weapon, you can swap it. And if you're grabbing a sword, then it's right trigger to attack. If you hold it, then it does like a super attack. But you can't move a little after that because you're a little tired. And this is like a different custom sword that I bought. This one is just the you can switch it out for this one, and then this one is like just a pistol where you just fire it. Left triggers to aim for all guns. This one is like the little pistol. The blunderbuss is the same thing except it's more of a shotgun. And then you have the sniper rifle. You can switch weapons by pressing Y, or pulling out your weapon by pressing Y. You zoom, and then the little crack on your screen, the little crosshair, where they all meet, that's like the crosshair where it's going to fire. So, I'm pretty terrible at aiming. Yeah, you can shoot there's skeletons holding barrels sometimes, and if you shoot the barrels, then it explodes. But yeah, you sort of want to just shoot the actual skeleton without the barrel, because then you can collect the barrel, put it down here, and like when you're fighting like a boss or different people, you can pick it back up, set it down on their boat, run away, and it explodes. So you can like use them for your advantage. And then you just have regular skeletons, of course. That you can hit. This this is a fighting mission, so you gotta just kill all the guys. And one of my favorite parts of this game is you can aim the cannon at the island when you go to, and then you can actually climb into the cannon, and then by pressing right trigger, it fires bullets, which I think personally is hilarious. And I should have bought some more bullets. I have very bad aim. Oh, and he disappeared. That's great. Okay. Oh, here you go. A message in a bottle. You can pick these up, and it's sort of like a side quest. Oh, there's 2 of them. Wow. But what you can do is you can go to your little proposed voyage mission, and you can propose these types of voyages. And it's like very because you just complete mission. I did not bring a. I always make sure to bring a sword because you can run out of ammo. Oh, snakes, they can poison you. So you just wanna or you can kill them and get snake meat. And well, if you have any meat besides bananas, if you have any type of meat, what you always want to do is right next to your place, the blue barrel where you fill up your tankard, you want to cook your food. Always cook your food, because if your food is not cooked, then you get sick and lose health. But I like to always bring a sword with me. And the little dots on the lower right corner is your ammo for your guns. And so to refill your gun, you use the ammo chest, and it refills all the ammo for all your guns. But I'm going to bring a sword with me this time. So it doesn't need ammo, obviously. But let me kill these guys, and then we'll show you what I Oh, and right trigger is block. And then you just want to get them off. There we go. And then there's different waves where you kill the guys, and you get to like eat a banana or something. And it regenerates your health in the lower left. And then if you see the captain and it's got a little red marker, they're harder than the other guys. And then you just gotta kill them. And once it's pretty hard to kill them for your first mission, you have no idea what you're doing. But if you have like a ton of good guns, I like to just stay on the boat and like snipe them all with my sniper rifle. That's just my opinion on how to do it. If you die, I'll just die for a second here just to show you what happens. So if you die, you like fall over and die. But then it sends you to this place where it's called the Ferry of the Damned, where you have to wait a little bit on this little ferry, and there's actually a mission that you can get from like the guy who drives it. I'll show you. There it goes. And then you're on this little Ferry of the Damned where you die, where it's like, you cannot jump off the boat or anything like that. But there's actually a mission with the guy driving the boat up here. And I don't know how to do it, but it says tail locked. And it says tail locked for voting. Like the entire crew has to die. But then you can talk to this guy and there's a mission. And then when you hear like a little bell, the door breaks. And you can just, there's like a little thing that says how to scuttle your ship. And you can just go in, and once you walk into there, then it brings you back to your ship that you were on when you died. But if all your crew members die, then the ship gets sent back to the port. But I'm still here because... Actually, no, if the ship sinks, you get sent back to port. Sorry, not if all of the crew members die. This is my little tactic. Where'd they go? That doesn't matter. Let me show you how to harpoon. Actually, I already explained it, but I'm going to harpoon. So, like, if there's a big storm. Storms can't really knock you away, but I don't know why. I should know this. Find the food. Where'd he go? There he is. And if you hit them, then you get that little crosshair sign. But not for the sword, you don't get it. And then the skeletons can eat bananas too. pick up their skull from the captain, and you just bring it back to the game. Pretty slow process. There's also barrels where you can collect stuff, but there's a maximum amount of inventory. I think that's an enemy ship. If you see like an enemy ship where it's like got a bunch of lights on it and it's like glowing sort of, like a cruise ship where it's just got like a bunch of turning lights, that's a skeleton ship, where it's a ship that skeletons drive. They're honestly very hard. I can't beat them. I have not beat them yet. But then press B to drop like a chest or like a coupe or like a skull. And then what you want to do is you want to go back to this, and then you want to go back to the outpost that you're at. So I need to go northwest. It's more west than north. And then same process, you lift up the anchor. And then you are on your way. And then, oh yeah, you gotta let go of the harpoon. It turns your boat. If you let go of the super fast, the way to let go of the harpoon is just like this. And then you can also crash on the island, like I just did. And then, oh, perfect demonstration of how to use wood. So you go to the little hole with the right trigger. This is it. I crashed again. You gotta find that hole. It should probably stop me from crashing. And then if there's, oh, there it is. And sometimes the holes are hard to get to. And then if there's water in your boat like this, it usually does a lot of water at once. And then if there's no water in your bucket, then there's no water in your tank. So I'm going to go northwest. I need to put the big sail back down so I can go faster. And that is technically a comprehensive guide of how to start your life in Sea of Thieves. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe and hit that bell notification so I can get as many subscribers as possible. Thank you.